this is where it gets a little bit weirder in our story. Have you ever heard of the Five Kings?
Of course.
Good. Dinar will point to his own wings, which do not match his coloration since he is a gem dragonborn of amber, an beautiful orange. And he will point to the wings and say, "These were the wings of King Murdic, a being that we vanquished."
The fire seems not quite impressed.
We killed it. Yeah, to continue what Dinar was saying, like a little bit before the time we met those ice zombie things. Turns out is Mioric's power. Mioric is blue dragon, ice dragon.
It's been so long for us and a lot of things have happened.
We've been drunk
Only
for
been
about
like a week.
90%.
A week?
Keep
maybe
it.
two?
Maybe 2.
I think it's been like at least 3 weeks. We're pretty close now.
Possibly. It honestly
Possibly.
it feels quite long.
But fast forward, but before we got to wherever Mioric was, we ended up running into a store, and Hardock made the decision that actually quite possibly have saved us multiple times over.
That was before we went to Mimosa.
Which one?
Where you got your 500 steaks.
Yes,
Oh,
Ah, the cook of the group. Please.
the chef, our chef pirate.
you guys forgot something better than killing a dragon. How many have been able to say they fed a dragon?
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
please go on, Hardock.
Technically, a lot of people have fed a dragon. They just weren't alive to talk about it after.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Most people have fed
Exactly.
themselves to a dragon.
By
Before we slaughtered the dragon, I thought of the brilliant plan to actually befriend it and fed it some steak. He
His
enjoyed it
famous
quite a bit.
steaks.
Wow. Mine. I bet that such a closed, cramped, and wet space is not likely one comfortable for the cat over here.
Well, it wouldn't have been until she burned off all her fur.
It's
On
hilarious.
purpose, my
And you know it.
God.
We
I-
thought it was a good plan at the time.
But then you had to go and put me out, okay? Then it didn't work because you put me out instead of letting me launch myself at that flammable wall over there. You didn't let me do it.
You
I-
would have died.
My
I,
feather was burnt off for no reason.
I
For
think
con-
I'd like to hear this part of the story from the cat herself.
So we'd figured out that the little black slime things were very flammable. So first off, what we were doing was we were filling these little bottles that we were finding with the slime, and we were turning into Muzzletov cocktails.
Chloe, I thought we all agreed to call them Oozletovs.
Oh, that's right, the Oozletovs. That way I won't say it again. We were making Oozletovs out of the flesh of the fallen. And those were working really well.
For context there, we were fighting black slimes. It seemed the entire mine was infested with them. One part of the mine being the entire ooze itself.
Ooh, we should talk about the mommies.
We had also figured out that a lot of the wall was also covered in this slime.
Yes.
So I thought we were going through with the plan, but they couldn't figure out when to throw me, so I just lit myself on fire, and I tried to run and jump into the wall, but Chillian over here had to grab me and stomp me till I was put out.
Not only would you have died, we
He
all
broke-
would have.
He broke 3 of my ribs.
I did not break anything.
You broke my spirit. You broke my soul.
Okay. Alright, I might have done that. You are bald now. You'll get that fixed.
My self-esteem
Yeah,
is
the hairless
through the
cat.
toilet.
Hey,
Dinar will look to the fire and say, "Now you understand why it felt more than just 3 weeks. Give or take."
All right. Should we talk about the mommies now?
I believe they're called mothers.
Mommy. Yeah, mommies. That's what I said.
So, for clarification there were creatures protecting blue eggs, which we shortly found out were eggs of Murdoch himself. Seemed a way to keep himself alive.
He was pregnant.
There was creatures protecting his eggs. Something that were named mothers. After dispatching most of the slime, as well as all the eggs that we could find, we proceeded deeper into the mine. After as well as raiding the mine's stash of explosives, we then found the daughter of the Mayor of Gordon, along with a person trying to protect her. We convinced them that we were not there to steal the daughter away for some mischievous act, but to try and return her to Gordon. We had the man go back to Gordon with her and explain what was happening. We then went farther down and found a shrine, as well as some type of weird time bubble with a tiefling inside. Seems whatever the cultists were trying to do, they backstabbed the entity they were going to do it with. At least that's my understanding.
We also, with no care in the world, destroyed the time bubble.
Unleashing some kind of deity slime. Some slime goddess, god, whatever.
It attached itself to a big A statue.
At this point-
I believe the god of slime is Jublix, but certainly you must only be talking about an avatar of him.
Most
No,
likely.
it's the whole thing. We're just that cool.
I believe it was an avatar. I feel like we couldn't take on a true god quite yet. Anyways,
That's what you think.
after the slime took hold of the statue, the mines became quite unstable. We proceeded to try to get out of the mines via the giant hole that King Murdoch had made with the explosion of re-entering reality. We had
And then-
a chest full of black ooze. Black ooze
And
was
dynamite.
proceeded- and dynamite, yes. We proceeded to both fly and climb up through the
And did
hole
you-
with the entity behind us trying to capture us. Or kill, more like.
Yeah.
It seemed to be a giant ooze. That's all I
Yeah.
can really say of it.
And it piloted a statue of a sun god.
After using one stick of dynamite to slow down the monster, we were able to get to the top of the hole where most of our party tried to evacuate as many civilians from the hole as possible, as Dinar proceeded to light and throw in the firebomb. So once the flaming box of oil hit the ground, well, we made the explosion that King Murdoch made look a little bit smaller in comparison. We thought that it was done.
Just by instinct, I knew that wasn't enough to kill it.
The statue survived, along with the being, though heavily damaged. The fight was finished quite fast.
We all lived, somehow, again.
And after a little bit of celebration and helping around the town, we moved on from that town to go to Mero. Or Meru, sorry, I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Meru's how I call it. It's Marrow now, I think.
I'm sorry, the information Chilean gives and the information of this world is a little bit, again, different. Proceeding on, I took a little bit of nap, so I don't remember much of the story. A lot happened, so I took a well-deserved rest.
You're
Editor, cut
fine.
that
I'm
out.
sorry for
Cut that out.
editor.
Editor,
Editor, cut everything.
editor, cut it out.
Editor, editor, keep it in.
Editor, keep all of this in.
No.
Edit.
Please, please.
Editor, put Chloe in jail.
No.
I hope you know this is all going in the end section of the
I'm
bloopers.
I'm just putting.
Yeah.
What?
I'm
The
gonna bring out my
bloopers at the end.
harmonica. I don't know how to play this.
What are you doing?
She's playing a harmonica.
In
Oh,
jail.
I thought she was blowing her nose.
It's not even a harmonica. It's lens cleaner. I'm spilling on it.
Alright, back into the story. Lock in.
Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in.
Editor, lock in.
After
Oh,
after
rim.
these after sorry